My name is Rachel Flint. I am a captain in the Air National Guard and winner of the 2012 Military Transformation Challenge for Bodybuilding.com. I was never athletic in high school, middle school. I just went to class and hung out with my friends and really had no desire to be athletic because I thought it was beyond the realm of possibility for me. It didn't even occur to me that I could be athletic. When I decided to join the military is when I knew that if I was going to survive basic training, I was going to have to get fit. And at that point, I was a smoker, and so I gave that up and started running. When I was about 23, I went on a deployment to Saudi Arabia and was there for about 4 months. And there was somebody over there that showed me the basics of weight training, and it was very beginner level stuff. And so I just built on that, and at that point I didn't really do much with it. My natural shape is a pear. So I was always very small, had very narrow shoulders and bigger hips. And so I thought, okay, well, if I get fit, then I'll probably just be a smaller version of that. I was probably about 140 pounds, and I'm 5'7", so my body fat was in the low 20s, which is still healthy, but it wasn't something I was comfortable with. And so I decided to try to build some muscle and reduce my body fat and see what was underneath. And as I started lifting weights and really challenging myself in the gym, I started to see that shape change. I was astonished at what I looked like. And so it's been incredible to see. I'm not genetically determined to always have this same body shape. It's incredible that you really can change your whole body. I'm now a stay-at-home mom other than my 1 weekend a month in the Air National Guard, and so I am busy with 2 little girls, ages 4 and 1.5. So I want to set a good example for them, and healthy eating is really part of our everyday lifestyle, and I got to a point where I knew I just had gotten kind of complacent with my workouts and was ready to kick it up a notch. I've always worked really well with deadlines. This challenge gave me an excellent opportunity to have a 12-week goal and just really hit it hard for those 12 weeks and make the most of it that I could. I used the machines when I very first started because I wasn't real sure about my form, and I knew that the machines took away that guesswork. I think at this point I've gotten through a lot of the trial and error, and I know what works well for my body. I'll lift heavy for a while to see how far I can get with that, and then I'll switch over to lighter weights with more reps for a while and do that to see what my results are with that. So I try to always change things up to keep it interesting. I do prefer the traditional bodybuilding movements. I work out at the same gym every day, and the same equipment is there every day, so there's bound to be some repetition there. But whenever I'm working a particular body part, I'll change up the exercise to target that particular body part after a while. I work out 6 days, and so I lift weights on all 6 of those days, but I do a 5-day split and then usually hit legs twice in 1 week. Usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays, I make sure to give myself a couple days break between when I hit legs again. I like to do back and biceps together, and chest and triceps together, and then shoulders and abs on their own day too. I try to do cardio 2 or 3 times a week. If I have time, if I finish a workout early, I'll use the rest of that time to do some cardio. A rest day for me is starts off with church because it's on Sunday. So I go to church with my family, and we go out to eat, and if it's a nice day, we'll go to the park and still try to do something that's lightly active. But I really try to just do as little as possible on that day to get me ready for the coming week. I take progress pictures every 2 to 3 weeks and compare them side by side with previous weeks, and that really helps me know if I am making progress. And it works either way. If I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see, then I push harder at the gym. And if I am seeing progress that gets me excited, and I still push harder at the gym. The most important thing I could tell people who are a little intimidated and not sure if they can do this would be to just start gathering information, start reading. To me, that's the most important thing, to get all the information that you can before you even step foot in the gym. You know, there's so many free programs available on bodybuilding.com. Pick one of those and get going. The thing that I was really happy to learn is that you don't have to starve yourself to get fit. There's a lot of bad information out there about calorie restriction. Not that you can eat everything that you want to. You can eat and be full and have a lot of healthy foods, and you don't have to always be hungry. When my husband and I first got married, we would buy cheap pizza and Hamburger Helper and a lot of the quick and easy stuff. And over the years we got away from that, but we still weren't eating quite as well as we should. There are a lot of clean foods that I eat that I never even tried growing up. I didn't know the benefits of eating them. Things like avocados, asparagus, sweet potatoes. Those are some of my favorite foods now. I eat 6 or 7 meals a day, usually every 2 to 2.5 hours. For my sources of protein, I really like chicken and tilapia. Carbohydrates, I really like sweet potatoes, brown rice, and I like getting a lot of my carbs from vegetables, green vegetables too. As far as for my healthy fats, I did just recently discover almond butter, and it's amazing, so I don't buy it very often because I have issues with portion control on that. But I love peanut butter, and so peanuts, almonds, avocados, a lot of those are the sources of my healthy fats. I have a sweet tooth, and I've discovered that sugar can really derail me for quite a while, so I've tried to go more towards savory cheats like pizza or wings. Those are my favorites. For me, I try to just have one cheat meal a month. I tried to do a cheat meal once a week, and for me it didn't work because I would undo a lot of the progress that I had made earlier in that week. On the clean foods, we prepare them the same way most of the time because it makes it easier for our daughters to see familiar things, and since they're used to eating those same foods over and over, every once in a while I'll change it up, but for the most part we keep it the same for them. I really think that when you start when they're little, they learn what you introduce to them. And so they do love broccoli, they love sweet potatoes, they love chicken. All the foods that we eat, they eat. When we go to a restaurant, I usually pull up the menu before we go and take a look at what they have and make sure that there's a healthy option. Once I get to the restaurant, I can make an informed decision on what I'm ordering and ask them to leave off the butter or any oils that there may be on the menu. I definitely think that supplements are a vital part of my overall success in fitness. I don't think you have to have them to get in shape, but I think they are so helpful. I really like to keep it simple with supplementation. I don't think it's necessary to go overboard and buy everything that's out there. So I pick the things that I know are going to help me meet my goals and leave it at that. I like to use a pre-workout and BCAAs, CLA, EFAs, and a protein powder. As far as pre-workout, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and so the caffeine in a pre-workout really helps me wake up and get going, and I've had a lot of success with those. They help me feel strong. I get the most out of my workouts when I take them, and I notice a huge difference when I don't. CLA is one that I first heard about a few years ago. I read that it's something that just occurs naturally in foods and helps you break down fat in your body. I decided that'd be a nice, easy thing to add just to give me a little bit of an extra edge in fat loss. Our family does not consume a lot of dairy, and so I prefer egg protein. but when I'm out and need a quick meal replacement, I keep packets of whey protein handy, and those are great to help me feel full and go on with my errands and do what I need to do. I think the best thing for people to do is to start off simple and pick maybe a pre-workout supplement and a protein powder and maybe a multivitamin, and just start reading up on the other ones and see what they do, what their intended purpose is, and match that up with what their personal goals are and see if that's something that they might need. I've had a lot of people, whether it be military members, family members, some friends, all tell me that they're willing to give it a shot because I did, and they've seen that you don't have to have a personal trainer. It doesn't have to be expensive. You just have to have the discipline to do it. My mom is the most recent example. She's signed up for a transformation challenge on bodybuilding.com and is going to hit it hard for 12 weeks, and I can't wait to see what happens with her. So if anyone has any questions for me and needs words of encouragement or would like some more details, then they can look for me on my body space, which is RDF803. So for more content and articles like this, keep coming back to bodybuilding.com.